first time I was sexually assaulted was I was around 3 years old, somewhere in that ballpark. And you know, you think at that age, you don't really remember much. But I have this vivid memory of that day. Well, not even that day, just that small time frame. I can smell it, like my great uncle had to shave his hair that day because he used a shaving powder, and it had this very distinct scent, and you could smell it in the air that day. So I remember how everything was placed, what we said, what was done. It's at that age I couldn't comprehend, I couldn't even fathom what really happened, like as in how monumental it was. But I just know it was something big because of how everything changed in life. But my mom never kept me from my dad. One stipulation: keep him away from my son at all times. Only stipulation my mom had, and I know that was a stipulation because when I would go to my dad's side of the family, I still remember my mom or my grandma, or my mom and my grandma giving me a call, asking, how you doing, who around, has he been around, questions like that. That was normal, probably every day, probably multiple times a day. I remember my mom and my grandma giving me calls whenever I was, on my dad's side. And I think one day he had been around, and I had told the truth, and I got in trouble by dad's side of the family for telling the truth that he had been around, because it was one of those principles of sweep it under the rug type things, and my mom, rightfully so, got upset and things like that, and I just remember getting in trouble. And as a kid, you don't like getting in trouble. Like when I got in trouble for saying he was around, I got terrified of trouble. I don't like confrontation, even now. Then and there is the last time I ever said if he was around. It was easier to lie, and it was easier to feel uncomfortable because than it was to get in trouble again. So I dealt with the uncomfortable, and it became normal. Finding out, dealing with whatever uncomfort it is, and just letting through it. But how that happened, how that turned out, how I got in trouble for what happened to me, is why I never told my family about the second time it happened to me with a different family member. Yeah, they ain't gonna know until they see this. It was made to feel like I was wrong for what happened to me, so I don't want trouble, so why tell them? In '09, I thought I was over it. I thought I had, I was young. I was like 18, 19. So I wrote a poem about sexual assault called The Naked Truth. And it was just to bring a spotlight to, this happened to guys too, even though we don't speak on it.
I've come to break the lock and expose the reality. Because it seems too many people think girls are the only rape casualty. Girls and boys alike have all felt victim. Because he's a boy, you didn't notice the symptoms. You didn't notice the blood in his drawers that ruined Batman's cape. Taught big boys don't cry, so he kept his tears locked in a safe. Awaiting the day he can understand. Why does he have to get raped to become a man? Left alone to his silent crying, trying to prove to himself that his eyes were lying. All the while, the truth was seeping into his soul, replacing his angels with demons as he became aware of the truth of the matter. This was no joke, it wouldn't be followed with laughter. Now his young mind wonders why. Why me? He's only a child of 8. How can his young mind begin to contemplate the savage truth that his uncle brought an end to his youth? You see, many think we won't grow to be men that live a normal life, having pride in our walks and our hill high. So I speak for every little boy that was touched by his preacher, and every little boy that was touched by his teacher, and every little boy that was touched by his brother, sister, cousin, mother, or father. If you was trying to break one of us, you would have to try harder. I come to break the lock and expose a reality. Because it seems too many people think girls are the only rape casualty. Maybe you don't want to believe I'm living proof, but you've been exposed to the naked truth.
And at that time, I thought I had conquered it. I'm like, yeah, it's holding me down. But I noticed as I look back that was around I'm 18, 19 years old. That's when I stopped going to family events with that side of the family. I didn't realize that then. I just completely felt uncomfortable with how everything that fell out and how it's all treated from when I was 3 years old through 18. I couldn't put my head around it. Something in me didn't like it. And so once I was an adult and couldn't go, didn't have to go around, I didn't know. But 09 is when I stopped going around, but I thought I conquered it. It took a while in 2017, a lot of cold nights, a lot of long walks to not forgive, because an apology was ever given, but to forgive for me, realizing the beauty and forgiveness is just for me. Like, just thinking about it, it gives me butterflies. So I decided to call certain people and let them know I forgive them. No apology needed. I forgive them for me. I call my pops. I call my pops to tell them I forgive them. Whatever came, brought up the situation. His first sentences to me was him defending his brother, making excuses for him. Mind you, 2017, I'm 26, 27 years old. I'm a father of 3, 2 girls, 1 boy. I don't see how I would didn't make sense to me. That your first words was to defend your brother. Then proceed with the story of how it's happened to different people in the family. Something like, the excuse of what would happen to him. I forgave him for what he did, but that it's like something new. You defended to attack to your child. Parent, I didn't understand. You know, with another prominent figure to me in my hierarchy of family. She immediately begins with how it's happened. She defends her brother and it begins to bring up how it's like, to me, it's like this madness of it's happened to this person in the family, that person in the family, and like it's a birthright to do this. Like like it's a rite of passage. Like, oh, because it happened to him, it's. Ain't no excuse. It happened to me and I ain't continuing the shit. Mind you, I'm not absent-minded to some of the actions may be the same treatment they got. I'm not blind to it. It could be that's all they know. I'm not ignorant to that. But that don't make it right. Nor do I have to accept it. Then one day it randomly hit me. I never let the little boy speak. And the little boy inside, I always had to not share his fears. Like, he had to deal with his uncomforts. No matter who they were, no matter if they was family members, he had to deal with his uncomforts. He was never allowed to speak. Because he got in trouble for what happened to him. To the point that he didn't even tell when it happened again. Now we're in 2021. He finally got his